reliable for him than the solid hit.
Well, David-Ozio, the only player on tonight's telecast with a winning record on television. David coming in now 11-6 overall. Mark Baker, 15 wins, 15 losses. 0 for 5 from the top spot.
He just wants to get above 500. Here it comes. Knocks that 10-pin out of there. Baker's performing like the champion that everyone out here knows he can be.
It's almost like a sleeping giant. Was a dominating player in '85. Was the leading average winner. Won over $100,000 and finished second in the Firestone to Marshall Holman. Unbelievable talent. And there you see this week, averaging 220.19, high series 774. And he exploded the last 3 games of qualifying just to make the finals.
That's where he shot that 774 series. 9th frame. Oh boy, his power is just doing the job on Ozio.
What's going through his mind? He said, oh, geez, so much failure from that top spot. He's so many negative thoughts, but now I think he's to the point now where he smells that victory.
Well, right now, the situation is that Ozio must strike out to make Baker mark. And he's asking for his 3rd re-rack of the match on lane 34. Of course, it's a good situation for him to do it right now because if he doesn't strike now, the match is over. And Baker's the winner.
Baker with a possible 278. Kind of taking the game out of the other guy's hands when you shoot a big game like that.
Just stay alive. Pretty shot. Wasn't that pretty?
Oh, you draw that one up. Doesn't get much better than that. Ozio hanging on to just a thread at this point. But I have a feeling, hey, if he puts a little pressure back on Baker, anything could happen in the 10th frame.
Sometimes a mark is harder to get than a strike.
But that's all academic if he doesn't strike out on the left-hand lane.
Well, you got to take them one at a time. Must have this first one right here. He's there. Knocks the 10-pin out this time. And Baker is sitting on the bench. In your heart, you're saying, thinking in the back of your mind, well, I don't want him to strike out, but I'm not afraid. I can get up there and throw that strike. But I really don't want him to strike out.
246 possibility for Dave Ozio. Normally, Mike Durbin, 246 be good enough to win a title.
Well, Earl said that we would have higher scores as the matches went on. And he called it right.
He's been right most of his career, don't you think?
The big one right here. Not going to get there, and Baker is going to be the winner.
Well.
And Baker knows it, throws the towel down. Now all he's thinking is, I got to stay behind the foul line. Keep it in the building.
Savoring this victory. 0 for 5 from the top spot. Got beat here 2 years ago. And a very frustrating loss for him. Actually, an embarrassing loss.
Ozio finishes with 233. Outstanding performance, just not outstanding enough.
Mark Baker obviously enjoying the fruits of his labor.
And Baker has fouled before, as he did at the Firestone last year. He stayed behind the line, though. Leaves only the 10-pin, and that's just enough. He has no problem.
Well, it's PBA title number 3, and perhaps this will change his attitude towards the game a little bit. Maybe relax a little more, maybe play it down the middle, huh? Obviously a good result this week. He's bowled splendidly, bowled beautifully throughout the finals.
Well, considering that with 3 games to go in the tournament, he was not even in the cash, and he winds up winning the tournament.
The amazing thing was last night he starts in 6th place and shoots 184 pins over. In the first 3 games to jump on the top spot, he throws a Brooklyn. It doesn't make any difference anyhow. It's all Phil City right now for big Mark Baker. A 257-233 victory in the $125,000 Kessler Open.
And Mark Baker, who has been known for shooting 150s in that title match, this time comes up with a 250.
Well, what do you think, Mike? Do you think he's to the point now where perhaps he could become the superstar that many people suspect that he might or could have even a couple of years ago?
I think it's entirely possible. Of course, you got so many guys out here with so much talent, as a John Gant on this show is illustrative of, and Earl Anthony, who was out here for years. Right now, Baker is the epitome of the young contemporary power player, big and strong and young, and now starts to get that confidence to go with all that talent. Look out.
And there you see the winner.